fabric or that sort of thing. Canvas pants.
Oh, sorry. Somebody happens to be in a car nearby. I just heard it. And he's just going to go mad.
Right, well, we are we're a wee bit early.
Just a couple of minutes. There we are. I can see us now. I have to turn the sound down, or you'll have Arthur barking and flipping stereo. It's all you need, isn't it? It's bad enough, just the one of them.
Right, Elaine's with us. Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Elaine. She's been having her garden sorted out.
Has she?
Yeah,
what have you been having done to your garden, Elaine? Do tell us.
It's a very big garden and she's having a lot of work done. And I'm very jealous. I could do with someone coming in and sorting my jungle out and the garden too.
I was about to say, what about that?
See, I know how your mind works.
You know me so well.
Oh, yes.
So, Lily from Lilynette Crochet asked if she could come online with us and said she would join us today. I've not had a response to my message about it, so I don't know whether she's joining us or not. But we're here anyway.
We're always here.
Yeah, there's no escaping us.
No, unfortunately. You try, but, you know.
Oh, hi, Daddy.
Oh, hey, David. Lorraine's daddy is here. Daddy in the house.
Well, I'm making these.
Oh, they're fab. Mask mates.
Yeah, or ear savers, depending on what you want to call them. The elastic of the mask attaches to the button rather than ripping off the poor carer or health worker or just one of us ripping off their ears and making them incredibly sore. So that's the idea.
I'm just thinking, if you're wearing these masks a lot, and obviously it hurts, they're not going to end up with cauliflower ear like the rugby players, are they, the poor people?
Well, Mum's friend Dale,
yeah,
she's an in-home carer, so she comes to your house to look after you and then has so much time to spend with you and then goes to somebody else.
Yeah.
And she was given the elastic masks.
Right.
It would stay on one ear, but then flip the other ear back and drop off. So they've had to get her some with ties.
Right.
But if she'd had the mask mate or the ear saver, whatever you want to call it, then it would have fastened onto the buttons and wouldn't have mattered if her ear was a bit soft or floppy or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Well, some people have got very small ears, actually, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, there's two problems. There's the problem with it not staying on, and there's the problem with it staying on and making you sore and being in pain.
Yeah, absolutely. And having horrible red marks and of course these things eventually, if you're not careful, end up infected, and
it's not good, is it? It's not what we need at this time.
Well, no, absolutely not.
Bad enough as it is.
So I thought I'd do a ball's worth of these with this raw cotton. Oh, so there you are. Trust Dad.
What?
Bring the tone right down. Not nipple clips then.
Where's the hand face emoji? Face palming.
Yeah. Honestly, you can take him anywhere 2 times, second to apologise.
Yeah, it sounds like your dad. He's just got my sense of humour. That's the sort of thing that I find funny.
Have you seen the latest Nicola Sturgeon voiceover?
I haven't.
We're talking about Donald Trump, and her medical advisor describes him as having the IQ of a wooden horse or something like that.
Right.
He's being overly kind.
I mean, for crying out loud. And he's trying to say that he was just being sarcastic. Really?
Yeah,
That's
you
what I
can't
used to
afford
do when
to
I
make
was a
yourself.
teenager and I didn't want to do something. Like my mum or my nan or someone would ask me, can you do such and such? And I'd just go, no. And then sometimes I'd get away with it, and other times they'd start shouting and saying how rude I was and how ungrateful and blah blah blah. And I used to just go, I was only joking, of course I'm going to do it. And that's exactly what Donald Trump's doing. I was only joking, because he's been caught out.
Oh, well, he is what he is. I dare say he's not going to change anytime soon, and thankfully he's not our problem.
He's a bit long in the tooth,
Oh,
isn't he?
we
Well, I
don't-
washed my hair this morning after my run, and it's looking extremely very floofy. Very, very floofy. But I did share my silvers on Instagram.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on my story. So that they're only there for a limited time, and then my silvers would just disappear.
Okay. I did have to smile. Our chief exec for the Housing Association did a video for all of the staff yesterday. And of course, as on the board, as a board member, we get copies of any communications that go out, and they encourage us to watch any of these videos. And I could see about an inch and a half of bright white, lovely silver. But actually, it suits her.
Yeah,
I quite like it. I think we just need to get over ourselves on it.
I think so. I think there'll be.
She's a deep autumn, and she does look really good with the sort of deep auburn hair that she's got there.
I do think there's going to be a lot more people who are spending less money on having their hair done after this is all over and done with. They'll be like, well, actually, it doesn't look that bad. You just have to give it a decent chance to grow out. And normally you haven't got the patience for it, have you? Because you're out and about and you're at work and you're busy and you want to look good. Whereas at the moment, we've got a chance to get through the growing pains without anybody really worrying. Although you put me on camera every day with the greys. I mean, God.
Yeah.
It's.
And how easy is it now compared to that first time?
It's like, I forget. I just come and speak to you.
Well, and that's the thing to do, isn't it? Just talk to a person. You don't have to worry about the camera.
Or your dad lurking in the background, waiting to pounce on anything that I say.
Yeah, well, you know, as I say, can only apologise for him.
We all have our cross to bear.
Yeah, there was a challenge in another group that we're both in early this morning. It was, what was the best piece of advice you've been given in so many words or less? And he put this big quote on there, and the guy says, 32 words, David. 32 words. There was supposed to be 5 or 6 maximum.
Oh, bless. But was it a good quote, though?
It was a good quote, but then he kept going on with other ones and adding more. So I think he's probably used his post allowance for the day.
Oh, well, then he'll have to just let other people now then, won't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Well, she's not replied on Ravelry. There's no email on her website, so can't do anything about that.
No, not at all.
So I guess Lily will either join us today or she won't, but we'll be getting on. So I'll just do these next couple of stitches. How long have I been doing this? I should be timing this, shouldn't I?
You should. Hang on. I had to swap my ears around. I've only just noticed that I had my headphones in the wrong ears. No wonder they're uncomfortable.
Wouldn't it be easier to swap the...
Oh, and I can hear properly now.
The earphones rather than your ears?
Well, it would have been, yeah. But, you know.
Whip the ears off because, you know, they were closer.
But whatever happened, it's much better now. I have been absolutely frozen today.
Have you? Why is that?
Well, I went out for my run first thing this morning, probably about 7:30, just after 7:30. And it was really overcast and cold and my hands were freezing. I was actually thinking I could do with a pair of gloves. Oh, is that one finished?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right,
so
I'll time you for the next one.
Okay, we got the timer on.
Well, I've just looked at my watch. So you can go when you're ready.
Right.
You're
Okay.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so it was freezing cold, come home, and it was warm by then, but it's still cold outside and still overcast and that. But then I did the thing again where I sat and had a cup of tea and allowed myself to get cold before I got in the shower, didn't I? So anyway, when I got out the shower, I've gone back. I was in cropped jeans and bare feet and a vest all week, and now I'm in full length jeans, 2 pairs of socks, a vest and a thick shirt, and I was sitting under my bed cover because it was cold.
Well, I don't know what to say. I'm in my t-shirt and I've got no socks on. The back door is shut because there are neighbours out with kids playing and it's a little bit noisy.
Yeah.
Not in a complaining way. It's just, you know, kids having fun. It's doing what kids should be doing.
Yeah.
And I thought it might be a bit annoying on the background noise. It's bad enough having to contend with Labrador snores.
Well, you know, I can't hear them. They're being very considerate. I actually thought there was something wrong with Arthur earlier on because I had a flapjack and I opened the package, and normally he can hear it from 6 miles away. He was laid on the floor next to me and he didn't move a muscle. And I ate the entire flapjack without him noticing. So
well, was he in a brief coma?
Well, I did get a little bit concerned. I thought I might have to, you know, get hold of an emergency vet at this rate.
Have you been online shopping today?
No, have you?
No, I thought you might have been online ordering one of those Freddie Mercury dolls.
I want one. Where can I get one?
I replied.
Oh, did you? I didn't see
I
the reply.
sent you 2 links for the Live Aid one and the one with the yellow jacket.
I love that yellow jacket.
They're not cheap. And I think it was Christine Abbott who'd posted with a link to a crochet Freddie.
I can't crochet. Well, like I said to you before, I can crochet granny square, and that's my limit.
I was going to tell everybody about your flute progress today.
What, that I can actually play when the Saints go marching in?
Well, it's more than I can play.
Well,
that's progress.
I am sure. I was telling my husband about this because I sent him the video. I am sure that the guy is playing faster than in 4/4 time, because he normally has the metronome going in the background, so it's going tick 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 tick. So that's like 4/4 time, yeah. So it should be da 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 da, according to what is actually written on the music, right?
Right.
From that video that I sent you, it's really fast, isn't it?
It is. Dad will have to tell you that joke about 5/4 time.
Oh, I don't know about 5/4 time. Is that like actually a thing?
It is in this joke.
Oh, all right then. Look, I've only been playing for 11 days. Give me a chance.
I think you've done brilliantly. I'm very pleased.
Yeah, I sent it to my brother because he's a real Pompey fan, and Southampton, the arch rivals, are just up the road, and that's their tune when the Saints go marching in.
Okay.
Because they're called the Saints, and I sent it to him, and he's going, "Oh, my ears are burning, burning, burning." And I said to him about the guy at the end of it, because like where he's doing it super fast, and then he stops and he gives this little like smirk to the camera, and he kind of goes like this, and I just want to punch him.
Well, you could. Catherine's just joined us. Hey, Catherine. Nice to see you. How's your morning shaping up?
Is it Saturday? Is it really Saturday?
It's Saturday all day.
All day long.
Yeah, until tomorrow, when it will be another day.
Okay. Well, I just got a delivery of wool, literally just before I came on. I got my 2 more balls of this one that I'm using, the special for the baby blanket. So hopefully that will be enough. I wanted to order 3, but they didn't have 3 in, so we've gone for 2. The blanket might be a little bit smaller than I originally planned,
Right.
but it's fine. Then I got to see, because I only wanted a couple of balls of wool, I loathe paying for postage. I think, why am I paying for postage? I could just shove some other wool in my basket instead. It will get used at some point, won't it? You know.
Of course it will.
So I've gone for this. Can you see? Are you on the right screen?
I need to swap screens.
Come on, Mrs.
On the Facebook screen, right?
Who likes this colour?
Is this stone blue?
No, it's actually called Empire.
Oh yes, the deep teal. Yeah.
Yes.
I made a cardigan in that, one of Helen Gibson's designs.
Oh yeah.
Peridotty. I used that and duck egg blue.
Right.
For the contrast.
Well, I just think it's a gorgeous colour. I don't know what I want to do with it, but you know what I'm like for blues. There was blue, couldn't turn it down, so I've got 4 of those. And then, you know, like I was making those burp cloths with the cotton.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have very much of the Rico left in. I got 1 new colour, but then I thought, oh, I'll just try the paint box ones. So I've got some different colours of the paint box cottons.
Right.
But I've just gone for plain. Hang on, let me see if I can get them out, because I could do some more burp cloths then, couldn't I?
Come on, whip them out.
I'm trying to whip them out, but the fastening is causing me a problem at the moment. I'm like a boy on his first date. I can't get the fastenings undone. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Right, so I've got 2 of this one, which is bubblegum pink cotton Aran.
Nice.
But it's like what you say, this one, Paintbox Yarns, says 40, even though it says it's 100% cotton. This one says it's 40, whereas the Rico says 60. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got, what colour is that? Ballet pink. It's very difficult to find a nice spot that's away from.
That's a better colour there, yeah.
Yeah, because too close to the light and it just goes weird. So that's the other Rico one that I got. So that one's like a dusky pink with some flecks in it. That one, it doesn't have a name, it just has a number. It's number 32. That's a bit rude, isn't it? And
talk about lazy.
I know. And this one is blush pink. So these are the same colours that I've got. Do you know I got the DK baby yarn, didn't I?
Yes.
And my stepdaughter said she liked the blush pink, and I also got bubblegum, and I got, oh, did I get bubblegum? But I definitely got ballet pink. But anyway, I've tried.
Did get ballet pink.
I definitely got ballet pink, and I definitely got blush. So I've got 2. What's that one? Oh, and that's a candy floss. That's a different one altogether again. So I've got a candy floss.
Oh, that's pretty.
So I've got 2 of the bubblegum, 1 candy floss, 1 ballet, and 1 of the Rico, and 6 balls of the Stylecraft Chunky. And that just bought me over the £25 for the free postage.
Well, that's quite good then.
That's quite a bargain, I thought.
Scissors, what have I done with the scissors? Were you
sat on them? Have you finished that one then?
Yeah, just now.
Right, so that was 8 minutes. I make that 8 minutes.
And that's quite a long one.
Yeah.
Do you want me to measure that? 5.5 inches, that one.
So that's pretty sharpish.
5 1/4. So yeah.
So you do an extra round?
You do chains and then half double crochets and some extras to make the curve.
All right.
And then you do single crochets around, again with extras for your curve. 2 stitches into each one on the curve.
Right.
So it's just very simple.
Yeah.
Around. Very, very easy. So that's
8 minutes, that's fab.
So I've got 3 out of this ball so far.
Brilliant. How many do you think you will get out?
I got 17 of various sizes from the other ball that I did. So.
Well done. And they've gone off. Have they all gone off now, those ones?
Yeah.
To their new homes?
Yeah.
And are you just using any old buttons that you can find at the moment?
Any old buttons that I can find, anything that will do. And I found a free pattern where somebody's done the same thing and her sister is a nurse in the NHS.
Right.
And they were struggling to get buttons from a variety of places. So she designed a crochet flower to go either end. Perfect. That works instead of a button.
So you haven't resorted to going into Jake's wardrobe and stealing all the buttons off of his shirts yet then?
I think the problem with that as a concept is that Jake has very few shirts for a start.
Right.
But the other issue would be that shirt buttons are really tiny.
Phil wears the polo necks and the buttons are a little bit bigger on those. He's only got about 3 on a shirt.
Yeah, Jake's got a few of those, but they're all uniform ones for BAE, so yeah. I can't really.
Oh, I think you could take them and then deny all knowledge. And then when he goes back to work, eventually, don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Could do. Oh, Catherine says, rainy Saturday here in Victoria, BC, British Columbia. Not so bad that I can't go out into the garden. Oh, that's nice. What are you planning to do in the garden, Catherine?
I bet Catherine's really, really, really green-fingered and she grows all her own veggies. I wish I could do that.
Well, you could, you just don't want to.
Well, I did grow tomatoes one summer and I was really, really proud and they were really lovely. Apart from I was the only one that was eating them. So they went off because I just couldn't eat that many tomatoes.
Well, you can lightly cook them and freeze them for bolognese and things like that.
Mm. Yeah, but that sounds like, you know,
the best thing I grew. Kevin, I think Jake's dad was proudest of the sweet corn that he grew.
Oh.
With a sort of square patch on the veg garden for those. But I think the thing I loved the most was the spaghetti squash that I grew.
Oh yeah.
Because they're just brilliant, incredibly clever things. His favourite, other than the sweet corn, which he was just desperately proud of having got them to grow,
yeah,
was the home guard potatoes that we used to grow. It's
my dad used to
World War II heritage one, but they're just fabulous for mashing, baking, roasting. They're such a delicious potato.
Yeah, I don't know what my dad grew, but he did grow potatoes. I do remember helping him dig them up. And he said that they were relatively easy to grow, sorry.
They are. You can just get a grow bag. You can get special grow bags for potatoes or put them into, you know, like an old plastic dustbin and cut holes out the sides and
yeah,
put the plants in through the holes. They're remarkably hardy things to grow.
I think we had them for years, even though Dad didn't actually plant any. You know, they continued to keep growing. Yeah.
Oh, she's got some. Catherine says peas and lettuce to plant. What sort of lettuce is it? Just sort of standard salad fare, or do you have mixed leaves or that sort of thing?
There's nothing better than fresh peas. Oh no, I love fresh peas. You pick them, take them straight out the pod and eat them.
Oh, you dirty beggar.
Oh yeah, yummy.
Egg.
Don't you like raw peas?
I don't like peas.
Oh, I love peas.
I only like mushy peas because they don't taste like real peas.
See, and I don't like mushy peas.
Oh, Catherine's experimenting with planting potatoes in a cardboard box and she has some in a plastic bin for comparison to see how they do.
That would be interesting to find out. I mean,
but you can get grow bags from the sort of standard online sources.
You can just grow any old potatoes that are going a bit manky in your fridge, can't you?
Pretty much. If they're sprouting roots, obviously put the roots down, yeah.
Oh, I think I might have to give that a go, you know. Find somewhere.
Oh, so it's mixed leaves, lettuce, and snow peas and pod peas.
Oh,
I don't think I've had snow peas.
Yummy. See, I think once this is all over, I'm going to go and stay with Catherine and eat all her peas. I love them with a little bit of mint sauce on.
That would make them better. There's a sort of tangy something aftertaste with fresh peas or tinned peas that I don't like. And
I won't eat tinned peas. Frozen peas.
Even with those, there's a taste, and
right.
I do not like it. Mushy peas, where all the pea flavour's gone, or split peas.
And they just fill them up with sugar, don't they? Mushy peas.
No.
Don't they put sugar in them?
Bicarbonate of soda.
Well, I thought they put sugar in them.
No, bicarb.
I like pea shoots as well. Put it in your salad, pea shoots.
Now
Tasty.
that I don't mind. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah. They are tasty.
Oh, so Catherine loves peas. She's saying that she likes the pea salad that she makes in the summer. That sounds lovely. You must do a photograph of that next time you make it and share it in the group. See it. Yeah.
And we're all going round for tea.
Yeah.
So what did we do last night? What was it? Friday. Caitlin and I watched that Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, Love Never Dies.
Was it any good?
Caitlin's words were, she said two things. The first was, well, if I'd had to pay to watch that, I'd have been extremely disappointed. And the second was, it was the sequel that never needed to be written.
Okay.
It was bizarre. It was weird. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. Have you seen it?
No.
You've seen Phantom, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically he kidnaps her and takes her down into his dungeon and gets her boyfriend, and he says to her, right, you either stay with me and I let him go, or I'm going to kill him if you won't. And so she gives him a kiss. That's it. That is the sum total of their physical relationship, is that she gives him a kiss, and then he realizes what an idiot he's been and lets them both go anyway, right? So then this one is set 10 years later. The theatre's burned down, so he's gone with a couple of people from the theatre. They smuggled him into New York, and he's got in contact with her in disguise, pretending to be Hammerstein, I think he said it was, inviting her to New York to sing, and really it's him. So she comes across with her husband and her 10-year-old son, who turns out, sorry guys, spoiler alert, turns out to be the Phantom's son, not her husband's son, apparently. But Caitlin and I are looking at each other going, but they didn't woohoo. So how is he his son?
Or maybe they had a turkey baster handy.
Because the whole premise of the second one was that really she was in love with him, but she was a bit shallow, so she didn't stay with him because of his looks, and so she went with the young, good-looking guy instead. When actually, in the first one, really, she seems scared of him.
Right, another one.
Oh, well done, you. I mean, what's that? We haven't even been on, what's that, half an hour?
Yeah, I've made 4.
And you've made 4. Well done, you. Got your own little production line going there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. It was a bit of a disappointment. But Andrew Lloyd Webber himself did say he should have stopped it, because he'd started developing it, and then he got prostate cancer, and he was going through treatment of prostate cancer, and it was just basically taken out of his hands, and it's not his best work, basically.
Oh, well, at least he recognises that.
Yeah, I suppose. So we'll just have to wait and see what's on next week instead. Hopefully it'll be maybe Evita. I quite like Evita.
Don't Cry for Me, Argentina.
That's the one. And Another Suitcase in Another Hall. I love that song.
Oh no, I like Barbara Dixon's version of that.
Yeah, she was brilliant, wasn't she? Barbara Dixon and Elaine Page, the flipping royalty of female musicals attire.
I know him so well.
Oh, I love that one. Wasn't that from Chess?
I think it was, yeah.
Written by the ABBA guys. Bjorn and Benny write Chess, didn't they? I do like a good musical. I started watching Barnum the other day with Michael Crawford.
Right.
Have you ever seen it?
I haven't. It was something that my mum always wanted to go and see. She loves Michael Crawford.
Well, it's on Amazon Prime Video. It's a bit strange, actually. I wondered if it was a bit Greatest Showman-ish, because it's about some showman guy, and he's just basically doing a show about doing a show. I don't really know how else to explain it.
Well, it is meant to be about P.T. Barnum.
Oh, well, there you go. Is that what? Well, I haven't seen Greatest Showman, so is that what that's about?
Yeah. Well, it's based on that kind of character, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then. So you should watch Barnum first and then watch The Greatest Showman.
Yes, I think in that order, yeah. Now then, what's Catherine saying? There's a comment popped up. I made one of those mask mates. Dog chewed it up. Oh no, Kofi. But they're quick, even though I had to jog my memory on how to crochet again. Oh, they are super easy, and I figure if I can make sort of 15 or 16 or something just while we're on air today, I can put them in the Get Furness Masked group. Hi Yvonne, nice to see you.
Yvonne.
How are you today?
Do you think we will all be wearing masks?
I think we'll all be wearing face coverings of our own choice and invention, because we won't be allowed to buy PPE masks because they still haven't sorted out the supply.
I know we won't be wearing like official masks, but do you think we'll be told that we have to wear them if we're going out?
At some point we'll be told face coverings for going out. Yeah, it makes perfect sense that at some point they will say that. Yeah,
it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, and I think I posted in this group about how to make yourself a reasonable face covering just with the sleeve of the t-shirt.
Well, I'm definitely going to get Caitlin on it with the sewing machine, and she can.
Well, I've posted in this group with links to the Get Furnished mask one, and links to a number of free mask patterns, and I think McCall's are doing one at the moment as well.
Cool. I mean, I've got some material that she can, make some with, can't she?
No, absolutely.
All I can smell is pizza. Callum's going to put himself a pizza in the oven.
That's a bit mean and torturous,
isn't it? It's not fair.
So Yvonne's saying they're, of course, in that stage already in Germany because they've got a woman in charge who knows what she's talking about. I think that's. Did you see
that? Did you see that on the MASH report? They were talking about how all the countries that seem to be doing better are the ones that are run by women, like Belgium, Germany. Where was the other one?
Of course, we have no opinion on that because only a man could comment.
Is it Taiwan that's a woman?
Oh, I don't know.
One of the Asian countries.
I don't know.
Well, we wouldn't say I told you so ever, would we?
No, getting there.
Woot woot. Although, to be fair, I'm going to say something controversial now, but I don't know how Theresa May would have coped with this either.
Well, she managed to screw up the Home Office and the police.
Exactly. That was what I was kind of getting at without trying to be too, you know. She's not a leader, bless her, I don't think. She might be a very nice person.
I've never met her, so.
Me neither, which is why I can't say that she wouldn't be a nice person. We have to assume that everybody is a nice person unless we have evidence to the contrary, don't we? Do you like my blankie? Can you see it?
I need to swap screens.
Are you ready?
New Zealand, obviously. Catherine's saying. Jacinda Ardern.
Ready?
Yeah, whip it out. That's looking lovely.
Still got loads to go on it though. And then I'm going to put, so it will be folded across like.
Yvonne says she bought her masks and smaller ones for Pete on Etsy to support some small businesses. I think that's a great idea.
That's a nice idea. Right, so it will be folded across like so. And then I'm going to put some ribbing on the top and sew up the bottom.
Yeah.
Still got a while to go though.
I'm wondering if at some point the GP will pick up that my mother's got COPD and put her onto the 12-week not allowed out list.
Oh God, she won't be very happy with that, will she?
Like the bomb going off. I mean, they only go out once a week unless they've got a doctor's appointment or something.
I mean,
they only go once a week for the shopping.
All I can say is it's a good job you're not allowed to go anywhere near her if that happens.
Yeah. I'll be switching the phone off for a few days.
Stay well clear.
Unplugging the internet.
Tell her that you're self-isolating.
Yeah, last few stitches of the next one.
Oh, well done, you. Oh dear. Ugh. A little bit tired today.
All that lawn cutting that you've done this week.
I'll tell you what it is, right? There's something wrong here. When it's Callum's turn to walk the dog, he says to me, I want to be walking the dog for 6 o'clock in the morning. Number what?
5.
Number 5. Well done. So can you wake me up? Because alarms don't wake me up. So there's me having to get woken up by an alarm at 6 o'clock to go and wake him up to go and walk the dog.
Well, I don't know what day it was. Jake and I went shopping. Was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
And I said to him, set an alarm. And he said, I'll set it for 9:30 and we can leave at 10. Right, great. That gives him a chance to get a shower and get breakfast. That's all good. 9:30 came and went. 10 o'clock was coming up. So I'm hammering on his door and he went, what is it? I've set my alarm. And I said, it's 10 o'clock. Well, no, it can't be because my alarm's set for 9:30. He eventually gets himself up, gets a shower. We get into the car. We're driving. We almost get to Barrow. Pulling onto the car park for Aldi. And his alarm goes off at 10:30.
Oh, bless him.
Oh, close, but no banana.
Did he scarf his banana though?
Probably would have scarfed his banana. Bless him.
Oh, bless.
I know.
When I ran this morning, I went past an Aldi and a B&M, and both had massive queues outside them. And this was at like 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, it's not a good time of day to go.
On a Saturday morning. It's just mental, isn't it?
I wouldn't go at the weekend.
I don't even want to go on a Monday or a Friday either.
I don't know that Monday or Friday is a good day to go, to be honest. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are better.
Exactly.
And even Thursday has lots of queues during the day.
Yeah.
My dad, if he's still here, my dad will be able to tell you how long the queue
Oh,
was
yeah.
outside Morrison's, because he was desperate for a wee and was thinking, oh, we'll go there.
Because I can go to the toilet.
He'd have wet himself by the time he'd have got in there.
Yeah, because apart from that, I don't think they're open, are they, the toilets?
I'm not sure.
I suppose it depends.
Catherine says I should be done knitting my Stormtrooper in stilettos today.
Woo woo.
On the last few inches. Oh, well done, Catherine. That is a beautiful yarn that you picked for it.
Oh, yeah.
Super yummy. We need to pick this week's winners. We didn't do it.
Oh, we didn't do it on Thursday.
We can chat about it later and get that organised and announce it tomorrow, can't we?
It's nearly the end of the month.
It is nearly the end of the month. We'll have to think about the grand prizes.
I don't know how that's come around so quickly.
I don't know, but we need another knit along or crochet along or something. And I don't know whether to suggest sort of a to the end of lockdown along.
The problem is you just don't know how long that's going to be.
Well, you can have spot prizes and other things, but just any pattern from the range rather than just cowls or whatever. We'll have to think about it.
Yeah.
What
was I going to say? Am I the only person who thinks it's a bit peculiar out of all the things that have stopped and that need to get restarted, that everyone's going on about getting the football up and running again first?
Yeah, I don't know whether my dad's got any comment on that. Yeah, I think that's a really bad move, because to make it pay, the social distancing would mean that the grounds are going to be next to empty. No, which for some teams, smaller teams, is not a problem.
Well, they're talking.
They're not well populated, but you take somebody like Liverpool or Man U or someone. I don't know. They could do that safely.
What they were talking about on the news this morning was that all the players would have to be tested and be free of the coronavirus, because obviously you can't social distance and play football. And all the games would take part behind closed doors, so no crowd whatsoever, and that they would be free to air on the TV. So they've obviously got it in mind as something to keep people at home, right? We'll give you this free entertainment, stay at home.
Yeah.
But they still can't give tests to all the key workers that need them. So why should footballers be prioritised just so that it could go and play a game of football?
Well, I don't think they should be prioritised. I don't think they're particularly important.
No, I don't think football is the one thing that we all need to be started up first.
No. Well, and depending on what kind of person you are as well, I mean, some people are arguing for hair salons and nail salons to open. And to be honest, I don't want to be that close to anybody.
No.
Do you?
Especially someone who comes in contact with a lot of other people during their working day.
Well, yeah.
You know, you're not the only person that they see.
Well, no. And if I thought I was infectious, I'd be quite worried about Caroline, my little hairdresser, because she's such a lovely lass, but she's got 3 young children.
Yeah.
I'd be worried sick for them kids.
It's just, I don't know what they're going to do. It's all very confusing, but I don't think football is the way to go, personally.
No.
Ho-hum, it's just me. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that think it's a good idea.
Was it Bill Shankly who said it's not life or death, it's more important than that?
Yeah.
Football.
Oh dear. It's the beautiful game. Well, it ain't going to be very beautiful for a while, I don't think.
The way to control the masses in the way that church used to be.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's a religion, isn't it? Because I read something about parkrun, and they were saying, you know, that it's more like a modern religion where everybody goes to the same place. You know, you meet up your friends and family, you wear certain things to identify you. and you've got in language that people don't know. You know, it's a modern religion, and we are the congregation.
Is it a religion or is it a cult?
Probably more like a cult, to be fair. We're all a bit weird.
Are you allowed to escape?
I don't think so.
Do you have to like change your identity when you know?
Yeah, I think so. You can change your home run, but you know, it's emblazoned on your t-shirt, so everybody knows where you come from. I don't think you can ever escape. You got a barcode and a number. People have been known to tattoo their barcode and number onto themselves.
Yeah, I don't. And I mean, if that's what they want to do, great. But when I think about numbers being tattooed on people, I think about
Exactly. That's what we said.
It's like being branded.
And it was always such a bad thing. You know, I'm a name, not a number. Hi, Jake.
Here we go with the neighbour with the hip hop music.
Oh, can't hear it.
It'll be the boyfriend that's here that's not supposed to be here because they're supposed to be social distancing. It'll be that. But hey, what do we know?
Obviously nothing.
Yeah. Right. Nearly there.
Number 6.
5 stitches to go on number 6.
Wow. I think all my friends are gardening at the moment.
Nothing.
Anne's been gardening all day. Elaine's been having her garden sorted out. Michelle's been out in the garden. I don't think it's been warm enough today. I was absolutely freezing, and it was only about 1 o'clock that the sun came out.
It's probably warm enough out front there at the moment, but it will be quite bright. And obviously we're busy.
Wow, always busy.
Yeah, number 6.
Whoop whoop. Love it. Oh yeah, so not sure.
I'll get to the point where I'll run out of buttons and I'll have to send them without buttons and a picture about where you put the buttons.
Yeah.
Add your own.
Do you think they would work as well with one button in the middle that you could put both elastic bits round?
No, because the elastic would then pull the mask too tightly on the face.
Right, okay.
It's designed to reach sort of the ears and just back.
Right.
So you need something that's, depending on if somebody's got a small head, a child, you probably get away with a mask mate that's maybe 2 or 3 inches. But for an older person with an adult-sized head, then you probably need at least 4 to 5 inches of the mask mate, because you don't want it to be, if that's the back of my ear, you want it to be about 1 inch behind there at the very most. You don't want it so far back, because otherwise the mask then is going to be digging in on the front of your face.
Yeah, it's true. See, this is why I don't design things like that. Logistics are not my strong point. Oh yeah, so I was thinking about having a nana nap earlier, but time just got away from me.
Well, you'll have to have an early night.
Well, yeah, I was up late again. That's 2 nights in a row.
Oh,
I know. Shocking.
Don't know that that's allowed.
2 nights in a row. I mean, gosh.
Just swap screen onto Facey. Oh, Dad says staples might work. It's really helpful, Dad. Thank you.
Staple them to the head.
Yeah.
If you never wanted to take them off again.
Yeah. Emma's in the process, Dad, of forging a letter to Mum to say that she's got to stay in for 12 weeks and she's not allowed to go shopping.
I'm quite good at forging official letters, you know.
Oh, did you see that article on the BBC about Middlesbrough?
No, what about it?
about how it's the place you're most likely to catch COVID-19
Oh, excellent.
because of the poverty in certain areas. Not where you live, obviously, the sort of less salubrious areas.
Which is sometimes where I go shopping.
Oh well, they're the most at-risk areas, and the guy who's saying it used to be perhaps the mayor, or maybe the MP, but he's gone back to being a doctor at the hospital.
Ray Mallam was the mayor and he was police. I don't know about doctors.
Oh, well, this guy might have been an MP then, because I think he lost his seat. Oh, Dad says if you're going to send a letter, let him know so that he can move out first.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, before the bomb goes off.
Absolute nightmare. It's weird though, isn't it? Because I don't know. You can say that about it being likely to catch there, but I don't think we've got huge amounts of numbers.
I suppose they're looking at demographics and making assumptions.
Well, it's like I said the other night, didn't I? I said I didn't wish to be rude or anything, but I think sometimes the lower socio-economic areas are the ones where people are, you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me to stay home, you can't tell me to social distance. I mean, there were videos of them all in the high street being talked to by police, and they're basically ignoring everything that the police are saying to them.
My campaigners in America are saying that if you want to break the lockdown and open everything up again, that they want you to have to sign a form that says you waive your right to a ventilator and ICU treatment.
Oh, I mean, you can see
they're putting so many more people at risk.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
You know, if you're not prepared to social distance and follow the rules, then I don't think, you know, you have a right to demand that you're more important than someone else who's followed the rules.
But it's exactly the same as bad drivers. This is what we were saying the other day. You have these people who drive around like absolute lunatics, and they're the ones that walk away from the accidents. They're not the ones that end up dead or seriously injured. And it'll be the same with this coronavirus. Those idiots will be going around spreading it to everyone else and not have a single symptom.
Yeah.
And they'll be perfectly fine.
Oh, there's a wee lassie in the village that's had COVID-19, but she's coming home from hospital today.
Oh, that's good news.
I mean, she's got a life-limiting illness anyway, so I think everyone was really worried when she caught it, but
yeah,
apparently she's recovering very well. The doctors think that probably the whole family have had it, but they're not sure where they've got it because they haven't actually had any physical contact with anybody, and any of the volunteers dropping stuff off, we all have hand sanitizer in the car, and you know, if you pick up a prescription for them, we have gloves, and you sanitize your hands, you sanitize your gloves before you drop it at the door, and everyone's been so ridiculously careful, so we don't know whether she's got it from, you know, just, you know, one of them had been sort of asymptomatic, and then it's worked its way quietly around the family and then got her. I don't know. I was quite relieved to see that she was coming home at least. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
There was a lady on the news yesterday, I don't know if you saw, she had real trouble getting pregnant, eventually managed to get pregnant. I don't know if she had to have IVF or she, you know, just had drug treatment, but anyway, eventually managed to get pregnant. And then when she was 6.5 months pregnant, found that she had breast cancer.
Oh.
And was going through treatment of the breast cancer, and then she got corona as well.
How unlucky.
She said actually at one, she said she did feel cosmically picked on.
Yeah, I couldn't get that.
But she seems to be doing all right. She's recovered from it. She's okay. The cancer seems to be all right. And the baby's going to come sometime next month, apparently.
Brilliant.
So yeah, you just have to feel for these people. It's just like, it's not one thing,
What
it's
next?
another. Yeah.
Next, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
What else are you going to send my way? Yeah, poor woman.
So no sign of Lily.
No. It's a bit
I've not had
sad.
a message either. It is a bit sad, but never mind.
Oh. Might be time to go and have tea then. Is it tea time?
It's 4:20.
Yeah. Time for toast. Have a slice of toast and a cup of tea. And then at about 6:30, I'll have my porridge. Has your tea gone cold?
It has. I can't remember what time I said we'd be on till.
I don't know. Did you put a time on?
We usually do.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because we usually do a couple of hours if we've got someone with us. Events.
Keep hearing dings in my ear.
Nice. Won't show me the event now. Never mind.
So, is anybody sharing their projects recently?
A couple of projects shared this week. Let's see what we've got in post. Oh, any week now would be good, Facebook. Don't knock yourself out.
Well, you know, everybody's on a Saturday afternoon, aren't they?
Obviously, we've not got Bill because, you know, man down and all that, or woman down.
Oh, no, woman down. Oh.
I'm tempted to have a go at those finger knitting snakes.
Are you?
Yeah, I think they'd be quite fun.
Maybe get Caitlin involved.
Dawn shared a post which was a picture of some 15mm needles that someone had made with dice on the end.
Oh yeah, I did spot those.
And we've got a singing cow.
Well, you know, that was just the highlight of the week, the singing cow. It's, you know, far superior to a singing detective.
Yeah, I'm not seeing many project photos. We all seem to have been sharing jokes and abby-dabby doing, you know. No, nothing fresh.
How have you got on with your blanket? Have you done any more on it since yesterday?
A couple of rows last night. Where am I at? I think I finished with the light green.
Gorgeous.
Oh.
Will you pick that back up later, or you give it a rest for today?
I'll probably do some more on it tonight. I'll try and do a few rows if I'm just watching telly and I can not necessarily have to concentrate too much.
Yeah. Cool.
I've made that stitch really tight and I'm struggling to get the hook into.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I might have to think again. I only want to do the slip stitch join to finish it off. It's not mission critical, but right. Put that in, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 7 done.
Whoop whoop. Got your own little production line going there.
Yeah, and I've got that much left of the ball.
Still quite a bit, isn't it?
Oh, it goes a long way, just 50 grams. It's Aran weight.
Could you do it with DK?
You could absolutely do them with DK, but you obviously need to just cast on chain a few more stitches. I do around about 17 to 19 stitches. You probably need to do about 22 or 25 chains or something for a double knit with a 4mm hook.
Right. What hook have you got?
I'm using a 5.5mm, but I crochet quite tight, so I usually have to go up a hook size anyway. Right. Having said that, I've managed with 4mm hooks for my blankets lately and not had any problems, so who knows.
Cool.
I think I'm using the wrong hook for my June blanket. I'm pretty sure that's meant to be a 4.5, and I've been using a 4.
By hook or by crook?
Yeah, be fine.
It will be perfectly fine.
No one will know.
They certainly won't.
No.
Okay, so we're going in the bath. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I think that will be the cake then.
Possibly.
Because, you know, days don't have any normal structure to them anymore, do they?
Well, they never really did in this house.
No, I mean, it's perfectly acceptable to go in the bath at 2 a.m. in our house, apparently.
Yeah, Dad says that it's got holes in it. Yes, it has.
Oops.
Yeah, it's to trap the air to keep you warm.
Yeah, there you go, see?
Or if you use the blanket for a baby, you push their fingers through the little holes in the crochet, and then they can't do any wriggling about or nuisancey stuff. You just trap them in the blanket. Use it like a straitjacket.
I like the idea of that.
I learned from the best.
Yeah, it's always good when you got the best teacher, isn't it?
Well, I know. I think my cousin Laurie was running about when we had the pub. He was in some denim dungarees, and I remember Uncle Alan hanging him on the coat hooks by his dungarees.
Oops.
And leaving him up there until he'd considered his behaviour, and then he was allowed down again.
Bless. Poor little love.
I know. You know, that was Alan. Oh, Catherine says the holes have a purpose. They're to peek through when watching scary movies. Blanket or protect yourself.
That's the one.
We had this chat the other day, Catherine, because neither Emma nor I will sleep without a sheet or a blanket or a quilt or something over us, however warm it is.
Yeah, it could be roasting.
It's the under the bed monsters can't get you if you've got the duvet over you.
It's like a shield, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a shield. Excuse me, keep yawning. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on there.
I haven't watched any of the content from the big night in the other night. Yeah.
Actually, I had at lunchtime when I was having my lunch, I put on the MASH report, and then when that finished, I did put it on, and there was a little bit on there. All I've seen so far is Miranda was on there talking. I do like Miranda. I used to like the TV program, and they had some families in lockdown and they were volunteering to have their hair cut, but I didn't see what actually happened to their hair. So one family, the mum was cutting the dad's hair, one family, the dad was cutting the mum's hair, and then another one, the little girl was going to cut the dad's hair and beard.
Oh, Yvonne says she's posted a photograph of a corner-to-corner blanket. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. That's lovely.
Oh, that's good.
Really nice to see that. And Catherine says it's the same with her. She'll turn up the air conditioning before she'll take the blanket off. I know. It's an essential thing to keep you safe.
It really is. I don't understand how anyone can sleep without some kind of covering over them.
No.
It's the weight, I think, isn't it? You need the weight on you.
I think so.
Like a security thing. And I suppose it is a safety thing. If you think about the way that we've evolved, I mean, we might have had to hide under stuff to sleep.
Yeah.
So that we weren't seen, and that's possibly where it's come from. It's not just to keep your temperature right, it's to keep you safe and invisible.
Don't know, my dogs never go under a blanket unless it's on my lap, and it's a sly way to climb onto my lap.
Yeah.
But if you put a blanket over them, they'll drag it to the floor and lie on top of it.
Yeah, Arthur prefers to lie on top rather than underneath. Anne's dog, Troy, he burrows right underneath the blanket and sleeps by their feet. Like in the bed under the blanket by the feet.
Oh, bless.
That'd be quite nice. Keep your feet warm, wouldn't it?
Wood Mocha does that.
Mm.
It's one of the few useful things that she does do.
Keeps your feet warm.
Yeah.
Cool. What? What's the matter? Doesn't know what to do with himself. He's wandering around in circles.
Is he starving?
Probably. 4:30. You know what he gets like.
Well,
I haven't fed him at all day, have I? Obviously.
No.
Even though he shared my veggies with me earlier, like carrots, peppers, and cucumber. We shared, and then he shared my orange.
No,
so,
you shared your orange with him.
Well, that's because I'm nice. And he did have some of my chips from lunchtime.
With the crinkle cut.
Yes, I like crinkle cut ones.
Yeah, they're Mike's favourite. I like the Aldi home style. They're quite a chunky chip.
I do like a chunky chip, but unfortunately, quite a lot of them, not all of them. I did find one in Tesco's the other week that was fine, but a lot of them, they put a coating on them and they're not gluten-free. You have to be really careful. You'd think that they're just chips, they're just potato, but they're not. They put things on them. They're naughty. Good, is it? Very naughty. There's something wrong with this animal today. What's wrong with you? You're going to say hello? You're going to come down to say hello to everyone? There's Arthur.
Hello, Arthur.
Say hello.
Hello. Oh, bless him.
He thinks I neglect him terribly, don't you?
Well, he'd be right.
Am I a terrible mother? Do I neglect you?
You are? Yeah, awful.
I think I am.
Don't know how you live with it.
I know, poor guy. You know, you deserve so much better, don't you, mate? Yeah.
I was quite surprised that Margaret and David had got their dog delivered by Dogs Trust this week. I didn't think that any long distance adoptions would be going on.
Maybe it's, you know, better for them to have the dog sorted, for want of a better word.
Yeah, if you go on and do a search, they've got a variety of dogs, but a lot of them aren't ready to go yet. Assuming they're doing things like spaying and neutering and training and whatnot.
A lockdown dog
doesn't really tell you what the voluntary, in inverted commas, donation is.
Well, to be fair, it's probably nowhere near as much as a lot of people pay for these designer puppies that we would have just called mongrels.
Typically, for a dog, it's going to be around about £110 to £150.
See, and people are quite willing to pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
I've had people tell me that they've spent £700 on a fancy breed. that's not really actually a fancy breed. It's just a mongrel.
It's a mongrel.
But that's a fashionable mongrel.
I remember growing up and, you know, word had come down the street. Our Sally up the road, her dogs had puppies. One of the local dogs got a, just go down and get one if you want one. And you just go and pick them up for free.
Yeah.
But you used to have a dog license, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to breed, in theory, you should have a license from the council.
Right. Are you back again? I think they should have dog licenses again, like just general dog licenses. If you want a dog, you have to have a license. Personally.
Yeah, and you are supposed to get them microchipped and stuff
You're
like that, but
supposed
a lot of
to.
people don't.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Mine had both sets of injections before I let them go.
For a walk.
Oh, my dad's just commented about Margaret and David's dog, that it was with Dogs Trust. He understands they've got no money, so they need to get the dogs out or they may have to be put to sleep.
Yeah.
That's a desperate place to be, isn't it?
It sounds awful. Thing is, yeah. It's just so sad, isn't it? These dogs that have to be put to sleep for no reason.
Well, no fault of their own. It's, you know, it's just...
Poor things. Mine's just staring at me.
Because you're cruel and mean and awful.
Yeah. And you should have a better mummy, shouldn't you? You want a better mummy? You want a better mummy? Yeah. Should we give you to someone else? Yeah. Officially, he's Callum's dog, not mine.
Is he?
Officially.
How did that work then?
Well, it doesn't, does it? Because, you know, who feeds him? Who walks him most of the week? Who trained him? And who does he sleep with at night? He's my dog. Oh. Can you hear him?
I can.
Poor little love.
Well, do you need to go and feed him and I'll hang around for a little bit later?
That's all right. He can wait.
He might be arguing with that, but...
He might be. He's going, Mum, my throat's been cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear him? That was definitely my throat's been cut.
He stopped. Oh,
He's
yeah, the
giving
smell
me
of
the eyes.
barbecues is coming in with the...
Oh, right, yeah. I didn't get any last night. I was really surprised. I was thinking that we might get a few sparked up here and there, but I didn't smell any.
I'll have to bring my washing in.
Nightmare.
It'll be smoky. But
there's nothing worse than clothes that smell of cooking of any kind. I just can't stand it. I always make Phil do the cooking when he's home. I always say to him, oh, you're such a better cook than I am.
What a load of old flannel.
It's true. He is a better cook than I am. I don't enjoy cooking. I do what I have to do out of bare necessity. It is not how I want to be spending my time.
Oh, well.
And, you know, it's fine. Everybody's got different interests, haven't they?
Well, of course they have.
Some people like to cook, and that's good. You know, hats off to them. It's not my favourite activity. What I can't understand, well, I can understand it, but I can't understand it. My stepdaughter, her husband is head chef in a restaurant. So obviously when he comes home, he's sick of cooking. So she does all the cooking at home, all of it. I'd be too embarrassed. Whoop, whoop, number 10.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, I was close. You can do number 10
And I've still
now.
got that much yarn left.
I've got loads. You're going to be there all night. You'll be on 67 before you know it.
Yeah.
So where are these ones going?
I was going to go on to the Get Furnished Mass group and ask if anybody needed them.
Cool.
The ones for my GP have already gone. So.
Yeah. Fab. Everyone will enjoy that.
I don't think these can go to the hospital.
Why is that?
Because it's 40C wash. But I suppose if you did it with some of that Dettol detergent.
Yeah, just don't inject it. It'll be fine.
Oh no, have you ordered your Sif or your Mr. Muscle?
Oh, I was thinking of toilet duck. Thing is, when you go to the supermarket this week, that's going to be another thing that nobody's going to be able to get hold of now, because they'll all be injecting it into their eyeballs.
Wow, it just astounded me. I thought I might go for Zoflora because they might smell better.
Yeah, but they've got such gorgeous smells, though, Flora, haven't they? Which one would you choose? That's the problem.
Oh, possibly the apple and cinnamon.
I've got one at the moment. It was on special offer because I think it was like a Christmas scent. I think it's called something like Winter Garden.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. But it was on special offer because obviously it's not, you don't do to have a winter scent in April, I suppose.
Well, yeah, but if you're going to inject it,
well, yeah. Is it going to be a bit like by gum, but it's going to be, disinfectant by gum? We start injecting our gums with disinfectant.
Just started at the stupidity.
You put it under your fingernails so that nobody can tell that that's where you're injecting yourself, in between your toes.
You seem to have an awful lot of knowledge about this. Are you watching too many crime dramas? Too many episodes of Vera or Silent Witness or something?
Yeah. The places that you don't think to look for evidence of injection.
No,
I mean, amateurs use their elbows.
Right.
The people who know what they're doing definitely go in between the toes.
Okay.
Can't be very comfortable though, I would have thought.
Well, and if somebody's got athlete's foot.
Ooh. They definitely need injecting with disinfectant then, don't they?
Well, yeah, possibly. So I'm on number 10 now.
Number 10, Downing Street. You're going to be in charge.
I'm not bloody making one for him.
I don't think he needs one now.
He can buy one.
Yeah, and then, but, if he did, then everyone would be saying, hang on a minute, what are you doing getting PPE? Priorities.
Well, I messaged the BBC the other week and I said, what's all this crap about the Prime Minister, his country retreat? I think you'll find that property is owned by the taxpayer.
Yeah.
And it is the PM's country retreat. It is not his personal property.
And we allow him the use of it whilst he's in office.
Yes.
He's not like the Queen.
No.
Meghan and Harry are in the news again this week, apparently.
Yeah, how does everybody feel about all of that? I mean, I don't think she was very kindly treated by the British press, I have to say.
I think she was at first. When they first got engaged and when they first got married, everybody loved her. I think what happened was little bits of snippets came out. Apparently she was quite horrible to Princess Charlotte over the wedding. Didn't she say something? Because she was like a little flower girl or something. And I don't think she was very nice to her or something like that. And apparently she's quite demanding of the staff. So possibly once these little snippets started coming out, that's when the press turned against her. I don't personally hold with the racist issue, because I think if it was a racist issue, they wouldn't have been nice about her in the first place.
They do this with everybody. They build them up and then they spend the rest of the time trying to drag them down.
Do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely bloody do. I mean, do you know, what's wrong with somebody like David Beckham, who works hard, has got a good work ethic, loves his family?
But
so
he'll never get a knighthood or anything
there's
like
a
that.
massive amount of charity work, and
Yeah.
yet every possible opportunity, they're tearing him apart.
But isn't there some kind of dodgy tax thing going on in there?
Yeah, and you could say that of the majority of the British government.
You could say that about the majority of anybody who's got even a slight little bit of money, I suppose, couldn't you?
Well, I mean, absolutely.
The only one that I know that actually really pays his proper taxes, I think, is someone like Lord Sugar.
Yeah, because he came from absolute poverty and he understands the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling.
Yes. Yeah, she's another one. Richard Branson. Don't get me started on him.
Yeah, it'd be a cold day in hell before I'd give him the steam off a turd.
Oh, he's just really, honestly. I really, going back to Meghan, I really liked Meghan at first, but I've gone off of her because I mean, maybe it's just what I've been fed by the media, maybe. But from what I can see, is she's very hypocritical. Protect the planet. Don't go on your holidays once every 5 years. Oh, but it's all right because I'll just go on a private jet here, there, and everywhere. Whereas William and Kate just go on EasyJet. Don't look at me. Number 10. Woo woo. Don't look at me while I'm at Wimbledon, and I'll send my bodyguards over to you to tell you not to look at me because I'm sitting in this private royal box on my own with nobody near me because I don't want anybody near me. Yet again, William and Kate just take their kids to the normal stands at the football and just sit in amongst the crowd.
Well, they're not royal anymore, so I
Yeah.
just don't give them a second thought, really.
Well, they can go and make money where they want. I mean, she's been advertising her elephant movie this week, hasn't she? What?
I don't know.
Yeah, she instead of going to some kind of military thing that Harry was the head of a couple of years back, they went to a premiere of a movie instead and were hobnobbing with all like Jay-Z and Beyonce and stuff. And then Harry was approaching the head of Disney saying, my wife does voiceovers and she'd really like to do a movie with you. So, but like I say, maybe these are just things that I'm being fed by the media, but it just doesn't sit right with me.
Well, I just think they're not really our problem anymore.
They're in California now, aren't they? Or is it Los Angeles? Is it Los Angeles they've moved to?
Don't know.
They're having to pay for all their own security.
Yeah, well, it's not our problem, is it?
Well, exactly. I'd quite like Frogmore Cottage back, mind.
On the 2.5 million.
Yeah, that we paid to part renovate it, and she didn't like it, and it was going to get redone anyway. Honestly, don't get me started. I don't like her. I just think for somebody to not talk to any member of their family apart from their mum, and to cut everybody out and everybody to have like saying she's done this to me, she's done that to me. Where's it all coming from?
Had it occurred to you that her family on her father's side particularly are just a bunch of scroats?
Well, They are.
They're absolute trash. I think they're trash. Because who airs their linen like that in public?
Well, the dad, he never seems to learn, does he?
He's an idiot.
He doesn't ever seem to learn.
Well, he's not exactly been a parent to her either. So, I've got no time for him. I think they're utter trash. They're just trying to cash in on the fact that someone in the family has done well.
Yeah.
And that's all they are. Waste of DNA.
Yeah. There's plenty of that about, isn't there?
Sadly, yeah. I'm too liberal. That's my problem. Too soft.
Too nice.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I'm not nice enough.
Oh, you're a big old softie, really.
I do have a few harsh views. Like we should bring back hanging. No, not really.
I kind of have mixed feelings about hanging.
I don't agree with the death penalty at all, personally. I really don't.
I think it's one of those things that if you've screwed it up and got it wrong, it's very hard to put right, isn't it?
Well, yeah, how many people in the past have gone to their death innocent?
Well, and that's the thing.
And also places where they do have it, such as in America. I mean, I know it was only a movie, but when we watched that law-abiding citizen the other night, me and Callum, so it's two guys that broke into this one family's house, right? And one of the guys was, like, what you doing? We just come in to steal some stuff. Let's just steal some stuff and get out of here. And it was the other one that basically raped and murdered the mum and the daughter, right? He didn't stop him, but he did tell him not to do it, and he was like, no, let's just go, let's go. And then through playing the system, the guy who murdered the family did 5 years in prison and got out and carried on with his life, and the other guy ended up being executed for it. And I know it was only a movie, but it does happen.
Well, it does, and that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a tough one, but I don't agree with it. I don't think that any civilized country can show that killing is wrong by endorsing state murder.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, it's a very difficult line, and all it takes is one corrupt person in the chain of evidence.
Yeah.
And you end up with people in jail that shouldn't be, or people getting out of jail who should have been, locked up and the key thrown away.
Exactly. And if you can play the game, because that's all it is playing a game.
Yeah, who's got the best lawyer?
What I do think that wouldn't be a bad idea to bring back would be national service.
Yeah.
In one form or another, like a broader form. So it's not just going to the military, but you could do something else for a year. Even gardening, cleaning up the local area could be part of it. Something to do with the community in some shape or form for, 6 months or something would be quite good.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in the army.
I think the army would be the answer, though.
To some people.
Would be the making of them.
Yeah. But then, other people.
11.
Woo! Other people who don't need that, it would still be quite good for them to go and get some kind of experience doing something. Go and work in a care home and care for elderly people for 6 months. Go and tidy up the graveyards, go and tidy up the grass verges in your local village.
Yeah.
Anything like that. At 16, when you leave school, before you carry on with your A-levels or your university, could incorporate it. Because they all have a massive, great big long summer holiday. When they finish their GCSEs, they're done in May, beginning of May. And then sometimes they don't go back until the middle of September. And I know for a fact that my two have done nothing with that time, just sitting around.
We'll see.
Didn't get jobs, which they could have done.
Do you want to see Yvonne's blanket?
Yes, please.
Right, let me share my screen. Can you see it?
No. Oh, yes, I can now. It's a rainbow. It's beautiful.
There we are. Should be back to us now.
It is back to us. That was gorgeous. It was corner to corner.
Yes.
Oh, excuse me, lemonade. Give me bubbles. Oh, shocking. I can't believe you're drinking cold tea.
I'm a parent. I can drink tea at any temperature.
I used to be able to drink cold tea, but unfortunately, now that I am the parent of two teenagers, I've kind of got a bit spoiled in that area. I eat my dinner hot.
See, that's how much yarn I've got left.
How many do you reckon you'll get out of that?
Oh, probably at least another 6 or 7.
Wow, that's loads. That is really good. So what are you doing tonight?
I hadn't seen anything I really wanted to watch on telly, so I might pick a movie franchise and just do a watch-a-thon over a couple of days.
Cool. Have you watched that quiz on ITV yet?
I haven't.
Because I'm thinking of giving that a go tonight, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the particular situation. Oh, Yvonne's saying not a planned rainbow, but kind of a random order.
Oh, but it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's lovely. You should be really pleased with it.
Yeah.
I think it's working really well. Yeah, I kind of fancied it, and I like the actors that are in it.
I do, yeah. Well, I might give it a go, and if I do, I'll let you know if it's any good.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you. I watched Justice League earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
The series?
No, the movie, the
right
DC Comics.
Yeah.
With Aquaman.
I haven't. I have seen Aquaman.
Yeah, you told me not to bother.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
You have to pay to watch it, and when it comes free onto Prime or something like that,
definitely wouldn't pay to watch it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I got from what you'd said. So I thought, yeah, when it's available free to watch on Prime, I'll watch it then.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, definitely give it a watch, but I wouldn't expect too much from it.
Yeah, I mean, just the thought of Jason Momoa, to be honest.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, you know, it's got to be worth a little look.
Only a little one.
And I watched Wonder Woman last night.
Wonder Woman. Do you know what? I went to see that in the cinema with my friend.
Did you like it?
I did enjoy it. However, I did feel there was about half an hour in the middle that they could have chopped out and made it a slightly shorter and better movie. I did get a little bit bored in the middle.
Well, I quite enjoyed it, but then again, I like Chris Pine.
I mean, I thought it was really good, and like the beginning and the end were brilliant, but literally, I think if they'd have just chopped the middle by half an hour and just had the pace go a little bit quicker, it would have been way better.
Well, there's another film, isn't there? Wonder Woman 1984.
Ooh.
And Chris Pine's character is back.
1984 was a good year.
Well, what struck me is that the trailer, the theme tune for the trailer is New Order, Blue Monday. Now, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I think that came out in 1986, not 1984.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to check that.
You will, yeah.
But it looks good, like it would be good fun. And he's back, so you know that's extra bonus, super extra bonus points. I don't know whether to have a Star Trek-a-thon.
Star Trekking across the universe.
Yeah, to watch the new movie and then Into Darkness and then Star Trek Beyond.
I like a Star Trek movie.
I like them. I like Simon Pegg in them.
I do like Simon Pegg in everything, actually, to be honest. He's funny.
He's good. Or I might watch Paul.
Oh, yeah, Paul. Shaun of the Dead is just a favourite in our house. I don't think you can go wrong with that. No matter who you are, what mood you're in, it is guaranteed entertainment.
It's just so funny, isn't it?
Superb. But I also liked Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Well, that's often quoted whenever we go to the car. The comment that I get off Jake is fancy anything from the shop. And I always respond with, I was thinking of a different shop. Or if we see anybody passing on a horse, look at Sergeant Angel, check out his horse.
Oh, I love it.
I love that everything's for the greater good.
It is, yeah. What, like lockdown?
Yeah, for the greater
I tell you what, right, if Simon Pegg did a movie about this, you would be absolutely on your knees laughing over it, wouldn't you?
Well, you'd be on your knees laughing over it because you'd have done all the stupid stuff that you just know that he's going to do.
But if he'd have written it 5 years ago, we'd have all thought, what a brilliant comedy, never happened, but it's really funny. Like Shaun of the Dead, brilliant comedy, it had never happened, but it's really funny.
How do you know Paul didn't happen?
Well, you just don't know that Paul didn't happen, do you?
There we are, another one.
Whoop, whoop. Right, well, what time are you staying on then? Because I'm thinking that I need to go to the little girls' room, I mean.
Oh, my dad says he might watch Killing a Scully. That is so
family favourite.
It is, it's awesome. Well, you disappear and I'll hang around for another half hour. And then because Arthur will be starved to death right now.
He just keeps looking at me with those eyes.
Yeah.
He's really not happy bunny with me.
Well, it's because you're cruel and mean.
Well, I am.
What can I say?
What can you say? You can't say anything.
Shameless, cruel, mean.
Do you think you'll get all your wool done in that time?
I think I'll carry on till I've finished this yarn. Yeah.
And you just talk amongst yourself?
Yeah, unless everybody's sort of desperate to get away. If only you hanging around for a bit, or who else is watching? Here we go. Not sure if Catherine's still with us or whether she's gone out to do her gardening yet.
She might have, yeah. She had to go and put her seeds in. But I could go and visit the little girls' room and feed Arthur and come back and see how you're getting on.
Okay then.
Shall I do that?
Yeah, better leave Zoom running with an empty room and I can or hide you or something. I can put you back into the waiting room and let you back in.
Oh, yeah, and I could text when I'm here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that then, shall I? Put me back in the waiting room then.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Grab the mouse and click some stuff.
Clickety click.
More. Put in waiting room. So
yeah.
Right. So Emma's in the waiting room now. Now Catherine says, have to get dressed 9 a.m. and still in PJs. I only put my jeans on to go live. I was still in my pajama bottoms. So yeah, just how bad am I, Catherine, that it's nearly 5 p.m. and we went live just after just before about 3:30, and I hadn't long put proper trousers on. Wandering around in my PJ bottoms. I did have a proper top on. So, all right, Yvonne's with us still and Catherine's there. So that's good. Hi, Deborah. Nice to see you. It's just me for a little while. Emma's gone to feed the dog and a quick trip to the little girl's room. She'll pop back in a wee while, so to speak. Oh, Yvonne says it's 6 o'clock there and she's still in her PJs. Well, that's fine. You didn't have to go anywhere, did you? And you're not on camera. We're not going to tell anyone. Your secret is safe with us. So I'm just turned the corner on another one of these with me. I think, is it half double crochets in America and half trebles in the UK crochet terminology. Can't remember if this is number 12 now. Was anybody else keeping count? Not sure I was. So what's anybody got planned for tomorrow, for the rest of the weekend? Or have you got a movie-a-thon planned for tonight, or a bit of a binge watch? David's going to watch Killing a Scully. Has anybody heard of Killing a Scully? That's an Irish comedy from RTE, sort of the main broadcaster there. So it's good family humour. It's kind of gentle and funny and silly. So it's certainly one I would recommend if you can get hold of a DVD of it, or you could watch a couple of episodes, I think, on YouTube. I think episode 1 is available on YouTube. Not the best video quality, but that doesn't really matter, does it? If you're just getting a taster. It's not as sweary or confrontational as, say, Mrs. Brown's Boys. Oh, Yvonne's saying she might watch something with her partner over the internet. Oh, that's nice. How's he doing, Yvonne? Is he okay? So how's he coping with lockdown? And are you still off work, Yvonne? I meant to ask. So has anybody got any exciting culinary stuff planned today? We had beef burgers for lunch, which wasn't particularly exciting, but they were really nice burgers and I thoroughly enjoyed them. I had mine with a huge salad. Jake had his covered in peri-peri sauce. Just counting my stitches. I'm not ignoring you, honestly. I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to the curve. I'll need to watch what I'm on with. Oh, there you are. David's put a link, patshort.com in the chat. That's the comedian who does Killing a Scully. I guess there'll be all sorts of silly clips and things on there. To say it's very Irish humour. But it's quite funny. I love the fact that if you want anything dodgy or stolen, you have to go to the police for it. It does tickle me. I suppose I'll have to have a dig through the airing cupboard over the weekend and see if I can find any old sheets or duvet covers that we're not planning to use anymore and get those washed and get those sent over to Tracy in Ulverston, who's a milliner. She does the most amazing hats. Of course, I don't think any of us are going to a wedding anytime soon, but it's good to know that she's there. But she's making masks for healthcare workers, as is Christine Winder in this group. She's been doing loads of masks and some really beautiful fabrics. It's a shame that people have to use their sort of loved stash for these things, but needs must, isn't it? So. Oh, you're mostly off work, Yvonne. Not much. I suppose it's one of those things, isn't it? But it's better to give you a break at home as well. So, yeah. No harm in that, is there? Do a quick count, see what we're up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, where's my yarn gone? I've thrown it away with those ones. There we go. I saw a recipe in the Slimming World magazine. Can you see that okay if I move that up and down? Group members, it's half price at the moment, and if you work for the National Health Service in any capacity and can show your ID, then you get to go for free. But where's the recipe? No, you can never find them when you want them, can you? If I just dropped the thing on the floor, it would have opened on the page, wouldn't it? Here we go. No, it's not low and slow pulled pork, but that does look good. One fish suppers. No. Here we go. Now I'm probably massacring the pronunciation. Can you see that? Okay, I'll swap screens to Zoom. So I think you can see that okay. Does that look nice? It's chicken shawarma, if you can hear me. Chicken shawarma with red pepper hummus. And I thought that sounded quite nice. I was thinking I might make that for tomorrow. But we have got some mince that I did the other day with some Mexican spices that we had rolled up in a wrap with some lettuce and avocado and whatnot. Because it's sort of healthy for Jake without him actually realising it's healthy. Parenting by stealth, we like to call it. And it's got grated carrot and other things like that in with the mince mix. So you would have to look really hard to know that there was anything else in it. Okay, so casting on the next one. I don't know if you can see that. It's basically 4 half trebles or half double crochets into the second chain from the hook, and then we're doing half double crochets to the last chain, and then we're going to put 4 into that one. So it's ridiculously easy, really simple to do. And then we're going to work our way along the other side of the chains, join with a slip stitch, and then just do a layer of single crochet, but on the curves either end we'll put 2 stitches into each stitch of the curved section and 1 stitch into all of the others. So very easy, and you don't really have to concentrate that much. And if you're someone who needs markers, you could put markers in the before the start and the end of the double stitches that you need to do, so that you don't forget to do your curves. But as Yvonne will tell you, with crochet, it's quite joyous sometimes just to rip it back if you need to. Oops. I did wonder if the demand for duvet covers and such would cause all the prices to go up in the shops as people buy them to donate for anybody that's making scrubs. Of course, there's no thrift stores or charity shops or anything like that open at the moment where you could get them. Oh, well, there's a message from Lynette saying that she didn't realise that she's actually volunteered, even though she did ask. But never mind. And we did ask her, but hey, not to worry. So onto the corner. I don't know if anybody else holds their crochet hook like I do, kind of like a pen. Just seems to be the comfortable way for me to do it. Sorry, that was just a little tight stitch, that one. A little pig awkward one. So I thought we might do a Q&A next week. Has anybody got any suggestions for topics where we can share kind of top tips? And obviously, if anybody would like to contribute to that in terms of suggestions or links to really cool tutorials that they think have helped them quite a bit, that would be lovely. I think it's all really nice when we can help and learn from one another. I always enjoy those kind of sessions. I don't know if you'd like to see more. Don't know whether to just have some Greek yogurt and some fruit after this rather than cooking again, because I did cook lunch. Breakfast was just porridge today, though. It wasn't anything exciting. I did put some frozen raspberries in and a bit of cinnamon. We have our virtual Slimming World meeting. I go to the 9 o'clock Saturday one. That's on Zoom now. And it's amazing how much I actually look forward to it. And just chatting to people who kind of understand that constant battle with food. But how is everybody coping? Is anybody struggling? Don't they have to be new anyway? I take you talking about duvets and pillowcases and things like that. Actually, for scrubs here, they've been accepting donated ones, and obviously they've been putting them into an industrial washer at 60C, and then the fabric's gone out to whoever's going to make it. So they will take ones that people have had at home, but obviously not sort of threadbare and worn through or anything else. Because the fabric's still got some life in it, and in theory this is just, we hope, a temporary situation, isn't it? Oh, so Pea's making pancakes for you tonight, Yvonne. That's lovely. What sort of toppings will you have on those? Has anybody got a favourite pancake topping that they like to share? I must admit, I'm probably a little bit dull and traditional. I like lemon juice from a plastic bottle. The standard sugar, although these days I have sweetener. I have some Trevia sweetener, but it's a granular one rather than the sort of faffy float away powdery sweetener stuff. So it does kind of crunch a bit and taste like that. So, and do you do the crepe type pancakes, or do you like the thicker sort of American style? So another one. That's the yarn that's left. Not long to go now. I'll just check, make sure I haven't had a message from Emma and she's not just sat in the waiting room picking her nose, because you know. No message yet. Yeah, just managed to pull my yarn off the hook. What I found with these massmates as well is I should probably go down to a 5mm hook for the starting chain, just to make that a little bit less gappy. Would make it a little bit harder to crochet with the larger hook once you get going, but to be honest, it would look a lot neater, and particularly where you do your 4 half trebles, half doubles, depending on whether it's US or UK, the instructions. You do end up with quite a gap either end, but thankfully that can be easily closed with your thread. When you're weaving in your ends and sewing on your buttons and stuff, it's all hidden. Oh, somebody tooting outside. Somebody must be having their dinner delivered. I never really understood why the dogs got so excited whenever a car pulled up, but it's pathetic now about how every house on the street is sort of desperate to look and see who's here. Just being at home for a while has changed us. I've turned into a Labrador, hopefully with a bit less fur. But by the end of lockdown, who knows? Right, back to the corner again. I'm just going to tuck that. I don't know if you can see that. I guess some of these corner ones are a little bit harder to pull through. I think because this is raw and all seasons cotton and it's quite splitty. No, I think it's quite an expensive yarn in the grand scheme of things, but I was really hoping it would be 100% cotton for the price that I paid for it originally, but it's not. It's 60-40, but I've spoken to the GP surgeries, the doctors, and the care workers, and they're happy. They've said that they'll wash them with, you can get Dettol, other brands are available, but there's sort of an in-wash disinfectant that you can put into your laundry for like a medic type wash, and they're saying it should be fine for that. So if you have got some cotton that can be washed at 40C or a cotton acrylic blend, then if you're keen to make some, then I think it's worth having a chat with your local GP surgery and see whether they would like them, because certainly our doctors almost snapped my hands off to get them, because they're not used to wearing that level of PPE. No, I think it was a bit of a shock to them as to how it was all feeling. So, oh, hi Lily. No, Emma's, I'm on my own at the moment, but Emma's gone to feed Arthur and a quick trip to the ladies' room and sort out something to eat. So in theory she's coming back, but I'll probably just run till 5:30 as we'd planned anyway, or thereabouts. Oh, so Yvonne's saying we were discussing pancakes. So P eats his with Nutella. I might do that and add some banana. Oh, there's a little hands up from Emma. So she's back. Hello. Are you here?
Hello.
Discussing pancakes.
Hang on, I'll just turn the volume down. I was listening to you talking.
There you are.
Hurrah. So Arthur's happy. I've been to the little girl's room and I've got a mango and strawberry, I think.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. So it's all good.
So, I was just reading out a post of Yvonne's. We were discussing the vitally important topic of pancakes and toppings. I was saying how traditional I am. I like the bottled lemon juice and a bit of sugar.
Jif lemon, sugar.
Or sweetener. Or supermarket lemon I buy. I don't buy Jif. And Yvonne was saying that P's making pancakes tonight and he has his with Nutella. She's thinking she might do that, but add some banana and chocolate.
Very nice.
Just ultimate combo. It's one of my favourite combinations for a toasted sandwich.
Although, personally, I prefer peanut butter with banana than chocolate.
Oh, I quite like banana with peanut butter. I never have any in the house, though, because there's only me that eats it. And if I buy it, I end up looking at it and thinking, really, I should get the almonds because they're healthier.
See, I can't eat almonds. They don't like me, or I don't like them. So I always just go for the 100% peanuts. And I actually have just had a slice of peanut butter on toast.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, how naughty am I?
Now, are you crunchy or smooth?
Crunchy, 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 crunchy all day long.
Yeah, I'm crunchy, but Jake only likes smooth butter.
I find the smooth gets stuck to the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, it's a bit claggy, isn't
it? It's like, did you ever watch Meet Joe Black?
Yeah.
Where he got addicted to peanut butter, didn't he? He was eating it on the spoon.
Yeah. Yeah, another one.
Woo woo. See, we don't buy the branded chocolate spread either anymore. We get the cheap one from Morrison's, and it actually doesn't use palm oil.
Oh, I've just done a quick count, and that's now 15.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't say 13. I've got
I've got that left.
Oh, well done.
Might have to be a really small one.
Yeah.
A child's one. I'm making crochet ear savers for anybody wearing a mask.
Very nice.
That will have buttons or crochet flowers on. Oh, Yvonne says she could add peanut butter too, and at least she'll have some vitamins with the banana. And smooth peanut butter for her.
Well, actually, I mean, if you get the peanut butter that is literally just peanuts and nothing added to it, then that's not that bad for you if you don't have too much of it. Because peanuts are a protein, aren't they?
They are a protein. No, so she's not found a cheap one yet that she likes. A lot of the cheaper ones, and Lynette will probably be able to confirm that, a lot of them have a lot of sugar in.
Well, the one that we found is actually better with the ingredients than the branded one.
Isn't that interesting?
That's the Morrison's one.
And I don't like the fact that a lot of them, they sneak palm oil and stuff like that.
Well, that's why I changed.
Object to that.
Nutella actually uses quite a bit of palm oil in it. So we changed. But it's everywhere. It's in cosmetics and everything, isn't it?
It is.
It's a bit disappointing, really.
Well, we need to stop buying this stuff and vote with our feet.
It's difficult when it's in absolutely everything, though, isn't it? So if it's in one brand but not in another, then that's fine, because you can just, like you say, vote with your feet and just get the one that doesn't have it. But if all of them have it, then it gets more difficult.
No, well, not to worry.
Yeah. Ho hum, eh?
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I think I might be playing yarn chicken here.
We were waiting with bated breath to see if you make it.
Yeah, I'm working my way towards.
Are you crocheting faster?
I'm not crocheting faster. I'm crocheting quite deliberately, because the end of the ball with raw and all season cottons tends to be a bit more splitty.
Oh, right.
In the beginning.
So it's not like normally when you play yarn chicken and
you start racing it.
You do, don't you? I don't know, why do we do that? It's like a reaction that you can't help, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Go on.
Let me just see if I can get away with this.
It's like I was the other week with the cast off on my baby thingy.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got the inside done.
Yeah.
But that's my yarn tail.
So
there's another layer of single crochet to go around that yet.
Yeah, that's not going to work then.
Yeah, Yvonne's saying quite rightly that in the UK, Iceland have insisted with their supply chain that there's to be no palm oil in the products.
Which is brilliant.
I think they were the first company to do that.
Yeah. I do like Iceland, but I tend to overspend in there. I just buy everything.
Is it because it's sold in a way that it looks like a deal, even though that it's not necessarily a deal? It's not a cheap place to shop.
It's not. I don't know what it is about the way that your shopping experience is in there. But you go around, you're like, oh, wow, I love that. I have to buy that. And then you just end up buying everything, don't you?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's exceptionally well laid out.
But then, to be fair, I don't think Morrison's is a particularly cheap place to shop. And I get most of my stuff in there.
I don't know. I think compared to Aldi, it's expensive.
Morrison's is, yeah.
Yeah. But I like the quality of the stuff in Morrison's. I prefer the sausages from Aldi.
I prefer the Morrison sausages to Tesco's. I can't comment on the Aldi ones.
Most definitely. When he was little, Jake would only eat the Cumberland sausage from Morrison's.
Yeah.
So everything, honestly, was from Morrison's.
Yeah, know that one. I don't particularly like Tesco's. I don't find it a nice experience shopping in Tesco's.
No. There are certain things I would buy at Tesco's. My sister-in-law works there. She's been a supervisor, sort of department head or something there for years. And the way that they manage it, the way it's laid out at the moment for COVID-19 is exceptionally well done.
Yes, I will say that.
They got their act together really quickly. But no, it's not a shop I particularly enjoy shopping in. And I feel like they've had the accountants in.
Right.
They had the accountants in and they've said, oh, if you increase all the prices across the board, then your profits will be better, and that's what you need to do. So it's not the cheaper place to shop that it used to be. There's the odd deal, but a lot of the time you really have to watch. And if you get, I don't know, a litre of cranberry juice, we took a friend shopping and she picked up the pack of 4 and Jake took them out of her trolley and grabbed 4 individual ones. It was £2 less to buy them individually than it was to buy the pack of 4. But she'd assumed it would be cheaper because of the way that it was marketed and the splash, things like that.
I must admit, I always look on the label. It says price per litre or price per kilogram or whatever. It always breaks it out.
Yvonne's leaving. She's attending a Zoom panel about slow fashion. Do let us know about that next time we're live, Yvonne. I'd like to hear more about that. Sounds really interesting. So bye for now.
See you later.
And thanks for joining us today. Always lovely to have you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Helen. Hello.
Oh, hi, Helen. She's been busy.
Helen Gibson had been on earlier. She's still in hospital.
Oh, gosh.
Looks like it's probably pancreatitis.
Right.
They're running all sorts of other tests, and at the moment she's not as sore and uncomfortable as she was.
Which is good.
She's bored, and it's been super hot and sunny there today. So, of course, all the heat's coming in through the windows and the doctors are trying to keep her temperature down, and she's basically sat in a large oven.
Excellent. That's always going to help, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know who designs these places. They really don't think about proper ventilation. And
especially the older hospitals. I guess the new ones aren't quite so bad, are they?
Well, our hospital is supposedly a new hospital, and I do remember it being built, Furness General. And what we had before definitely needed sorting out during Labour's time. And it was a godsend to the area, it really was. But the last time my dad was in, and he was in a particular ward because of his hernia problems, and then it was a warm evening and they needed to open the windows. They had to get a carpenter to undrill a load of planks that were stopping the windows from falling in, so that they could open them a little bit, and then they were drilled shut again when it cooled down, and they just haven't got the money to do it.
Oh gosh, it's just crazy, isn't it?
So Helen's just popped in for a quick 5-minute break from cleaning. Oh, that sounds exhausting. You're not stress cleaning, are you? Because if you are, I'd love you to visit.
Does anybody like to clean an oven?
Oh no, who posted the other day with before and after of their oven door, and they had wet it and they had scrubbed it with, of all things, a dishwasher tablet.
All right.
And it was gleaming.
I've got that Astonish stuff.
There you are. Aren't you astounded that you got a cleaning tip from me?
I think it's brilliant. I could use it, but I did buy the Astonish stuff.
Right.
And I haven't used that either. So I don't know if I'm going to use a dishwasher tablet any more than the oven cleaner.
She said it did take a lot of scrubbing. It sounds like a lot of time on your knees in front of the cooker to me.
Doesn't sound like.
Whereas with like this spray stuff. All right, so she's got a new coffee machine and she wanted to get that out, but needed to clean the kitchen first. Yeah, I get that. You want the surfaces and everything else to look as nice as your new gleaming machine. What machine have you got, Helen?
I got a new coffee machine during the lockdown.
You did, didn't you? Have you got the quantities of coffee sort of worked out? So
but
that you're not bouncing.
It's better that you have like a big pot. It doesn't seem to come out so good if you're doing small amounts. So I've been having like, you know, the big glass jar things that the coffee accumulates in. They hold 10 cups apparently, and I've been making 8 cups and drinking it all myself. So consequently, I woke up with a headache this morning, and I think it's my body going, caffeine, give me caffeine, because it's getting too used to waking up and having a lot of caffeine. So I've purposefully had no coffee at all today.
Yeah, I drank decaf for years.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get the decaf.
So just for the count, so that's 15 and a half. From a 50-gram ball of Rowan All Seasons cotton Aran.
And what colourway did you use?
Pistachio.
Oh. And do you have buttons that will go with pistachio?
Absolutely not. I have whatever buttons are in the jar that will fit. And if they match, it'll be a miracle, because I'm down to the stage of, are they roughly the right size? And I'm not worried about colour. And anybody with sore ears isn't going to care either.
But they can't see it.
It's on the back of your head. You can't.
You're not going to see it. Other people can see it. It's like when you get your hair cut by someone else and they do a massive, great big hole in the back, but it's fine because you can't see it.
Yeah. I'll apologise for a tiny little swear.
But did you?
You know these home haircuts that people are having?
Yeah.
And this guy's posted, got the wife to cut me hair. She's done quite a good job. Look, it's quite nice at the side and the front. And over the top of his head with the clippers, she's written twat. On the top of his scalp.
I love it. I do like it.
It really tickled me. What's Lily got to say? Helen's going to try the dishwasher tablet. Well, let me know how you get on, because this lady was waxing lyrical about it all day. Lily, haven't cleaned my oven in 3 years. How often does one clean their oven? Generally when it explodes. No, I honestly I do mine once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, once a year. Helen says a day without coffee makes her really sad. Yeah. I do like my one latte or cappuccino of the day in silence at the beginning of the day with nobody bothering me or wanting to watch me pee, or when you've just got that little bit of freedom from the demands of the day. It's just joyous, and yeah, and it's so much nicer now. I can taste it and tell it is coffee.
As opposed to before when it was just warm water.
Yeah, and I can't remember if I finished my Asti Spumante last night. I might have done. I suppose I could open something else though. Or finish Jake's vodka, just seeing as he's holding my whiskey hostage upstairs.
Oh yeah, you should definitely do that if you got some kind of mixer.
Yeah. Oh, Lily's laughing. She says hers is so dark it always looks clean. Yeah, I keep telling myself that it's black glass on my oven door, but it's not. It's actually clear.
I used to get mine professionally cleaned every year. I used to pay, I don't know, about 80 quid, and he'd come and do, because I've got a big range one, and he'd do all the insides, the tops, the cooker hood, everything. And to me it was well worth the money. But then obviously it's getting quite old now. It's about 15 years old and things are going wrong. All the stickers on the knobs have all gone, so if you don't know which one goes to which ring, you just have to keep, you know, experimenting and trying. So it's just been left, and the last time I cleaned it was when my grandson was being born. My stepdaughter was in labour, and he will be 3 next month, which is a little bit shocking to me, really.
It's just an oven.
I know.
It does get hot enough to kill the germs.
I know. I would actually quite like to be able to see in the door. That would just be enough for me.
Yeah, I mean that's the only reason I would do it. And I have one of those the heavy duty oven silicone mats on the bottom, and periodically I pull that out and get all the crud off that, wash it and put that back in, so that helps with sort of oven smells. But yeah, it's, if I want to see what's going on in the oven, I've got to open the door. So.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? It's not ideal if you're making cakes.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to open the door. Yorkshire puddings.
Oh, Helen's saying the new coffee machine makes a latte, and that was the main selling point. Oh well, when we're out of lockdown and I've got some money to come down, I'll come and try it. Or maybe bring it with you.
Is it is it like a group outing? Can we all just descend on Helen?
Yeah, the retreat.
Yeah, because we can't do, what do you call it, this year?
Woolfest.
That's the one. That's all been cancelled. So, you know, it'll all be down to Helen's.
Oh, Helen says it depends how much you use the oven. We bought a second-hand kitchen and the instruction manual was taped to the inside of the oven. Oh, I love that.
Oh my God, I would love to have the kind of lifestyle where I could actually have an oven like that.
I think that's brilliant.
Could you imagine? Do you reckon it was like a single young man or something?
Yeah, I have met people like that. I did date somebody years ago. A lovely chap. And I went and stayed down at his place just for a couple of days on a very hot weekend. It was absolutely fantastic weather. And we went out for a meal the first evening, and then he said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, we could cook. What? I said, sure, you cook? Well, not really, no. I suppose we could have this. And he'd filled the fridge with gluten-free stuff, knowing that I had to be careful about what I ate. And he got me almond milk and stuff like that, bless him. And he's faffing about with the oven, and I said, oh, is there a problem with it? And he said, I don't really know what to do with it. So I had to put the oven to the right temperature and sort it out. And there's this smell, and I'm thinking, I open the oven, and it's, you know, when the first time you use it, and it's got that really chemical smell.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, and I said, "Wait, have you got the user manual or anything? And I can quickly go through it with you and tell you what's what." And he just, what? Oh, it'd be in that drawer over there, and it'd never even been out the packaging.
I love it.
I said, "Have you never cooked?" "Well, when my daughter stays, we just have microwave meals or we go out." I thought, well, okay.
It's fair enough, isn't it?
But he didn't want to cook, so it's fair enough.
But
I take it as a compliment that he was willing to warm me a pizza, really.
Exactly. But then that smell that you say is the same smell you get when you've cleaned your cooker. So that's why we don't clean our cookers, because it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not nice. You've got to give it a good wash out with vinegar and bicarb afterwards. Helen, as she says, the coffee machine's a bit big to travel, but when we visit, she'll do bread as well.
Oh, gluten-free?
Yeah, gluten-free. Woman was a bit OCD. She made me a coffee when I went to look at it and cleaned the microwave because she'd moaned milk in it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a little over the top, isn't it?
Goodness me. And I moan at my kids about the state of the microwave.
Oh, she says they ate out a lot, family with teenagers. Well, yeah, and if you can afford to do it and that's your lifestyle and you don't like to cook, no, marvellous. All for it.
Yeah, too right. Although I don't like taking my teenagers out to eat because they are expensive to take out. They never want anything off the menu that's like 2 for £7, do they?
No, she says she can't do gluten-free.
Oh, no.
You'll just have to have the latte with like rice milk.
Yeah. I don't like a latte. Could she do me an Americano?
I'm sure she can manage an Americano because it sounds like it's quite an advanced machine. It's probably smarter than I am. Some days it's not hard.
Well, today I'm having a day of it, I think, so it's fine.
Why is that?
I just feel like, do you know when you feel like you're just in a bit of a brain fog? Yeah, just feeling a bit like that, really.
No, we all have days like that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I think I need to watch someone cute on the telly.
Well, you can't watch it. Can you watch you Jesus Christ Superstar, or is it the wrong fella?
Oh no, I could watch Jesus Christ Superstar because that is there's two of them. I'm not picky. Either one will do.
Well, you know.
I'm quite happy to go with Ben or Tim. Caitlin.
Right. Oh, so she says it was stockbroker belt and a somewhat fancy house. And yes, it does a proper Americano.
Oh, there you go. I'm in.
Yeah, sorted. Yeah, Emma's in.
Caitlin was in fits of laughter last night, properly, you know, when you're crying with laughter, because I've been doing the Sims, haven't I? And when you get a new Sim, you sit there and you're like, what do I call it? Anyway, I called my new Sim Ben Forster and made him look like Jesus. And she was properly crying.
Oh, you see, I've never played The Sims.
It's strangely addictive, actually, but I just play the free play thing on my iPad, and you just send them off planting and going to work and stuff. It's not like what Chloe plays, the proper Sims. Caitlin plays. A friend of mine
used to be a web developer, and he went absolutely all out into some Second Life. Has anybody heard of that?
Callum probably has.
Several years ago, and you basically built yourself a Second Life and had an avatar in there that looked how you wanted, and you could shop, and a lot of the big retailers were opening virtual stores in Second Life. And I'm just thinking, you're not better just putting a bit of effort into your own life rather than trying to buy yourself a second one.
It's true.
So yeah, I didn't get it at all. I don't know whether he's still doing development for it. He was doing custom programming, things like that. He did say that some fella had contacted him and he'd had to pass it on to the police because he wanted him to develop a series of characters that were serial killers and murderers. So he obviously had some rather wrong impulses.
Some issues going on there.
Yeah, and I never asked for an update on that one. I just
no, it's best not to know.
I've heard more than enough. Thank you for me.
Definitely.
So that's the hook down until I get myself another one. I'll have to. Oh, I tried with the smallest of those pony needles.
Yeah.
And they're too big for me buttonhole.
Oh no, how disappointing.
Yeah, so I've had to go back to my finer needle and hope that I don't stab myself in the mouth again when it gets difficult to pull them through.
Oh, that is really sad.
Yeah, so one of those things. Or I could use ordinary sewing thread and spend an hour at each time going.
Well, to be fair, that's what I did with the buttons on the baby blanket. I used embroidery
You have to do with baby stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've broken my little needle threader thing, you know, with the little pointy one.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it takes me longer to thread a needle than it takes to sew something these days.
Well, they've always been a challenge anyway, haven't they, to be fair?
I've always found them really easy because I'm short-sighted, but
right.
The horrible man at the optician said I was coming to the age where my prescription would flip and I'd need stronger glasses. So this is my readers.
They're nice.
They're a bit wonky.
I like those.
They're all right for 15 quid.
Oh, bargain.
So I have to do that and then sort of pull those ones off, and then I can see the telly and then do that. But these are very focal, so I can see most things, but I could thread a needle with them.
Right.
Not particularly fast, but I could see enough to do it.
As long as it gets done.
Yeah, so that'll have to be one of tonight's jobs, and then I can get those out.
Yeah.
So it's got a few more mask mates.
Excellent, well done you.
Manufacturing going, that's what Helen's been doing.
Yeah. Amazing. People who can use sewing machines properly.
Oh, I'm just desperately in awe of anyone who could sew in a straight line, to be honest, let alone do anything complicated.
I can wind a bobbin.
Oh, I can do that. I can't get the tension right between the bobbin and the top, but Helen sent me a link to, and I need to sit down with the machine one day and actually go through the effort of the troubleshooting thing that she sent me to get that tension right, because it pulls loops of the other thread through, or the other way around.
Yeah.
One of them's too tight and the other one gets snapped because it gets tugged.
Right.
Sounds very complicated. I haven't actually changed any settings on the machine, so
very complicated.
Yeah. There's a little screw on the bobbin thing, case thing, that controls the tension, and it says you adjust that, but I don't know which way to adjust it. So I need to get myself in the right headspace and sit down and do that. And then I suppose if I did that, I could dig out some fabrics and attempt to make some masks. It might be like that tutorial with that lady on YouTube where she sews her sleeve onto the mask and gets her arm stuck through the machine and has to take her top off and then unpick it from the mask. And then when she goes to put the mask on, she's made it too short and it won't reach from one ear to the other.
So whatever could go wrong did go wrong. Yeah,
just sort of watched it and thought, yeah, that's me sewing. Someone's been watching.
Yeah, and they made a video.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very clever. Right, are we done for the evening?
I think it's PJ time now. Yeah. Do you think it's allowed at 10 to 6 on a Saturday evening?
I think it's absolutely acceptable. Yvonne's been in her pyjamas all day. I mean, let's face it, we only got dressed because we were going live.
I think I might have to have a PJ day tomorrow, being Sunday.
And my pyjamas are on the line outside, so, you know.
I think pyjamas are allowed on a Sunday. You've got to demarcate the weekend in some way, haven't you?
You have. I wonder if I could find a pyjama top.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Don't generally wear one.
Well, let's hope that you wear one if you're going live tomorrow.
I've got a top picked out for tomorrow.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, it was a close one.
Yeah, I don't want boobage all over the place. It's
Yeah.
not to frighten the horses.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go and get my PJs on and pick something nice to watch for a couple of hours.
Well, that'd be good.
Just chill.
Yeah. Well, lovely to see you, Helen, and Yvonne was on
Bye,
earlier.
Helen. Bye,
Everybody
Yvonne.
that popped in, thank you ever so much.
And Catherine was in. Can't remember who else was in.
My dad was in making.
Oh yeah, Mr. Birchall.
Yeah.
Right, see you all tomorrow then.
Okay.
Toodles.
Bye for now. Bye.
Toodles.
Me. Where's the button?